welcome to the show, GR9. So how's it going?
It's going well. I'm really happy to be here when it's so warm.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? And you were performing at the House of Common recently, along with Madness. How was it?
That was a good experience. So very good lineup. I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, because of course there was Madness, there was Ziggy Marley as well. Must have been fantastic.
Jimmy Cliff, Akala, real nice lineup. Horace Andy.
Brilliant. And you had such lovely weather, didn't you?
Yes, definitely.
It's not usual for us, is it?
I know, not when I'm here, and so I was really happy about the heat.
Nice surprise.
Maybe it was a little even too hot, but it was. I don't complain. I give that.
So your latest single is Heaven. What can you tell us about that?
Heaven is the first song premiering off of the new album, the upcoming album. And it is kind of a call to self-love and self-governance is how I like to describe it. You know, because we live in a world where a lot of times we're told to put off feelings of joy and work hard in the now and not, you know, pay attention to the things that are very vital to life. You know, like happiness and enjoyment and proper nutrition, you know, because of the grind and the day-to-day hustle and bustle. So it's one of those songs that kind of remind us that, you know, life and the moments are important. And kind of maintain the balance in your mental health, you really need to focus on creating heaven in your now.
Is it kind of on the same vibe as Feel Good? I remember that tune.
Yes, Feel Good is a very straightforward, practical application to say, just do the things that make you feel good.
Yeah, that was a great tune. So you mentioned your new album, it's going to be released on World Women's Day. Is this very much the theme of the album?
Well, the new album isn't going to be released on World Women's Day. It's actually going to be released maybe early next year. We're still working on the final date for it, but all the songs are complete, and the theme of the album, the name of the album is Note to Self. Note to Self, yes. So it's one of those introspective calls to reflection type albums, and it really is an opportunity for everybody to get a little different side of Janine in terms of production and how the music will be delivered, but still a lot of the same things that you are used to from Janine, which is introspective music, thought-provoking, and, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, your usual good tunes. Yeah, so what was the process like of putting the album together?
The process, this was a little different than the last time around. Last time around, it was very much me at the wheel and kind of giving birth to the last concept album. This one is way more collaborative. So I'm working with more producers than I usually do. Some young producers, some older producers, some well-established people as well, and more collaborations than I've ever done on an album either. And so it really feels like a broader reach that we're going for with this record.
Great. So who are some of the people you collaborated with?
For this record, we collaborated with Pressure Bus Pipe, Taurus Riley, Chronix, and British artist Akala.
Great. Some very good names there. So when you work with different producers, I suppose they all have their own different methods and different ideas, don't they?
True. I mean, it's all co-production, so, you know, we bring songs forward and we still work closely, but it is a really cool experience to kind of allow somebody else to interpret my music, which is something new for me.
Yeah, I mean, they must have a different spin on it, I guess.
Yeah, true. So it's not all just live instrumentation like you're used to. There are some contemporary sounds, some electronic drums, some, you know, not necessarily strict purist roots reggae music as would be expected.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. And how many tracks are on the album?
The album is going to have 15 tracks in total. 3 of those tracks are spoken word interludes. 3 other of the tracks are from the EP that we released earlier this year, Feelings, and the other 9 are brand new tracks. Heaven is one of them.
Yeah, I quite like those spoken ones because it reminds me a few years ago. I first heard like a spoken interlude reggae tune was from Etana originally, and I don't know.
Mm.
There's something about them. They're a bit different, aren't they? But I quite like them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it is received, you know?
Yeah. So obviously so remind us again. When is the album going to be out?
Well, the album, we haven't set a release date yet, but the album should be out very soon.
Wonderful. And this is with collaborations with Chronix and Terrace Riley. Did you get to work with them in the studio, or was it?
I did.
Oh, great.
For Akala, I didn't get to work with him in studio. Akala and Pressure Bus Pipe aren't based in Jamaica, so I didn't get to work with them in studio. But Chronix and Taurus, I was able to really, be there and form the vibration. So very special music coming forward.
That must help when you work together in the studio, I imagine.
I think so.
I mean, of course you can do it the other way as well, but it must be great when they're actually there.
It definitely is. Just, building together. Especially, I remember when we were working on the song with Chronix, like just because we were able to have him there, he was able to make more of a contribution in the overall sound. And so the song that I have with him is really going to feature his voice going throughout the whole song more in an integrative way rather than just, him having a verse on a song.
And of course you do yoga yourself, didn't you?
Yes, I've been teaching for the past 10 years.
And I suppose you must have been doing it for a long time. It must make you feel good.
Definitely.
Well, it's been lovely to speak to you, and we look forward to the new album. Remind us again, what's the name of the album?
Note to Self.
Note to Self. Great. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me, Chris.